Hello, YouTube, and welcome to Las Vegas, Sin City, site to race number 6 of the season. And alongside me once again is Stephen Paul III.
Yeah, I'm still here. We're gonna go juggle some bicycle cards.
As on the front row for Duel 1, Dylan Young, a Speedway ace in the series, and he finally gets something to click here at this track. He'll start alongside Jack James in Duel 1. We'll have to wait and see what Dylan Young's 27.294 does for holding up compared to Duel 2's pulsing time. Tim Randolph, Tristan Wilhoit make up row 2 with William Duncan,
Uh-oh.
RJ Reynolds, Steve Pollard, Nick Breeding in row 4. I will hand it over to Steven, though, for his thoughts and predictions real quick before we get going.
Now, last year's race was very good. We saw on Jack win, so this track is going to see a lot of comers going the bottom lane. We're going to have some wrecks and stuff because toward the end of the race, got a little more aggressive with the 4 wide and stuff. Dylan Young's best finish this track is 25th. He should have won season 4 here, but season 5, excuse me, but the Golden Gate Bridge happened. Henry Sanford, he's going to have a long way to go in the 2 car. It's going to see a lot of comers going. This could be a race like.
Start your engines!
There you go. Go
All
ahead.
right, this could be a race where a lot of people. Oh, this could be a race where a lot of cars come from the back to the front here with consistency, and we'll see what happens. People, you got to try to make races. And trouble for RJ Reynolds. Oh boy.
And Nick Breeding decided to run into the back of the 73.
He wanted to give that quality concrete car a good little push.
He tried, it didn't work.
Oh.
So hopefully that doesn't affect Nick Breeding's car too much, and hopefully they can get the 73 out on track because RJ Reynolds was one of the cars that would have had to make this race on, or sorry, had to race his way in. Doesn't have the points to fall back on. You know what? Actually, worth noting, because this is race 6, after this one, everyone's going to get an, anyone that's top 42 in points gets that extra Provo. Which there are some people who were down to 1, so there are definitely some people in that top 42 who probably are looking forward to getting one. Inside this duel that are locked in, we have the 42 of Chris Wilson, who remains the points leader.
Yep.
JT Bryant is locked in, as is Henry Sanford in the 2. So
Well, this
a
is
little
not
bit of
what people want to see.
saving grace for both the 2 and the 98. So.
Yeah, so we saw the bottom line now. We saw Sam Young be very dominant and do it. Henry Carr actually won the pole here last year with Allison Rain, so we'll see what happens. The green flag coming out here.
And we are green for Duel 1 of the bicycle playing cards 450.
Yeah, so we see, so Hendrick, they must have brought the same chassis they had last year with Allison. As you can see, that bottom line is going to prevail. We're going to see some like covers and goers for sure. We might see an early wreck too, as we see a lot of underfunded cars in the bottom lane.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Randolph trying to get second spot away from Jack
See,
James.
this is what we saw too. That high line going to work a little bit. The bottom line is
Juan
going to prevail.
Rodriguez is in the middle, 3 wide off turn 4, as is James Qualls, 2 rows of 3 right here.
Well, hopefully no one goes flying like Tom Shelley did.
True. As,
up the track.
21 nearly got the wall. Same for the 08. Last time.
Yeah, this worked.
On
Oh,
that
there's
first
trouble right
lap
there.
around, it
Wow.
was Amy Shelley scored in the transfer spot.
Now the car to watch out too is going for Whitney. That 34 car is very strong. They fell to 9th due to like the crash and did not play the pitch strategy card well, but that might be the same chassis as they ran last year.
True, we'll have to wait and see. As Dylan Young is checking out. That car was the quickest of this group of cars in the practice. The way that practice works out, you see it all when I post in Discord. You end up seeing it as just the timesheet. But what it is each duel they separate out, and everyone in Duel 1 gets to run the track for practice at the same time. Dylan Young was the quickest in practice of these cars.
The Dylan Young too, like I said, he should have won here, but his pit crew choked her. Excuse me, dropped the lug nut, and Bill Bragg Jr. won. Well, no, actually, yeah, Bill Bragg Jr. won that race. There comes Jack James in the 8. No, it was Duncan.
And Duncan trying to take the 3rd spot away from the 8 of Jack James.
Now it doesn't count to this season, but William Duncan, actually a former winner here in Las Vegas, won the inaugural race in the 45 Doom Penny car.
It's too old of a race win to apply.
Duncan also won a pole here in the Hooters series, so Duncan's got some good success at this track.
But trying to rejuvenate some of that here to this weekend.
Novak Drew tried battle his old ride.
Yeah, he mentioned Braddock was a former winner. How about Diego Yepes up in 7th?
Now, like I said, that the 77 can make races. They got speed. They just do not have the duels of the qualifying format figured out and stuff. That's their big Achilles heel.
And he's got Mitchell Collins, his teammate, pushing him. All 3 Penske cars in Duel 1 this week, as Steve Pollard had to check up on the inside of the 35.
Zorline, the 25 car. Let's see his stats. Let me see if he has. He's done decent here. No, he had a decent run a couple times here.
Well, Logan Alexander's fallen to 18th. What I was going to try and say at one point there with Mitchell Collins, there was reports about from the team about how Mitchell Collins put some extra time in on the simulator this week, and they're hoping it'll pay off. We heard similar report with Paul Swanson and Carter Joey and Hunter Braxton, our Hooters rookies from Hooters last season.
Yeah, trying to get their through here. Here comes Amy in the 4 car. It's definitely Amy's got a 2 second place finishes here back to back
Steve
years.
Got the wall off turn 4.
And nothing like getting put in the wall by a female. As he's going to try to rebound here.
I mean, I don't even think Amy had anything to do with that. 27 was washing up on his own. That 27 just looks to be evil because we saw him get loose underneath the 35, then got loose or tight or something off turn 4, hit the wall.
And Allie Nelson
Allison,
on the bottom
that
side.
One actually is some help from
that great second place finish.
Oh, 27 got close to that wall again. Qualls is in the transfer spot that last time around. Shelton on the outside looking in the 21. Here's the battle. Here is that battle for the transfer spot.
Talked about people in the simulator. See Carter, Joey, and Paul Swanson back there trying to get into the transfer spot.
Yep. Trying to apply their extra work this week, seeing what they can do. As Ebrahimian trying to get the transfer spot away from James Qualls.
You know, we talk about not wanting high D&Qs. How about Chris Wilson, Henry Stanford, and the 98 all running in the back?
Well, there's Henry, there's Wilson, there's JT. Well, there's Noah Sewell. He's still looking to make his first career start. 75 has fallen to last, and Braddock roll road off turn 4.
Oh my God! Well, you know, this is only the 3rd time they run these cars, so I'm a little surprised at it. They're trying a lot of things, you know. Remember, these drivers. Why are you seeing that? These drivers think they have enough grip, but you know, this is only the 3rd year we've ran this pavement here, so they don't have enough grip in there. And these drivers have to adjust their driving line.
As Braddock's going to lose a spot to Jonathan Zorline.
He
might even lose a spot to Juan Rodriguez when everything is all said and done there.
They need to get the $11 million on that car.
Well, I think that was last year. Oh, wow. Well, Rodriguez is able to make the move on the 28, so move Rodriguez up to 9th now.
43 is nowhere close
up here, Duncan looks like he's going to finally get that 3rd spot away from Jack James.
Yep, Duncan still's got the 777 trophy from season 1, like I mentioned. Tim Randolph is catching, though. Randolph, does he have anything at this track? Let's see. Yeah, he does. He had 9th place finish, though. Catching him.
Well, he's closing in a little bit. That's what the field wants
to see.
They want to see Randolph was quicker that lap. In the transfer spot is still James Qualls, though. Diego Yepes trying to close in on Will Hoyt. And Juan Rodriguez wants the 8th spot away from Jonathan Zorline.
Well, last year we saw this race be 51 laps, so we will have a pit stop. So how does the undercut and the overcut work to make the race? Last week we saw it played perfectly by Ambrose and Jack James.
Yeah, because this race is actually quite a bit longer than the one last year. We're running... Basically, what was last year's full-length distance is the dual length this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't mean that this is going to be like an hour and a half long thing. As Allie Nelson got 11th away from Winnie Calhoun. Now here comes Allison Rain wanting 12th spot away from the 34.
Allison is one of the 14 drivers to make every start this season. That's actually pretty impressive at this rate.
16. There's top 14 in points plus 2.
Okay, 16. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Down the inside, and
Rain looking solid to be able to do that as well, although she came into this race 7th in points, so it was already pretty solid to try and make it. Doesn't want to leave it a chance, though, as Amy Shelley able to pass Winnie Calhoun as well. final note
And we have 20th.
on Rain. Currently in the midst of a career high 7 straight starts because dating back to last season in terms of made races. So
Allison actually won the pole here last season, so not a bad track for her.
Meanwhile, on the outside of the track is the 08 of Logan Alexander. James Qualls might have just moved Steve Pollard out of the way going down the front straightaway.
Yeah, that was very nice.
And Alexander to the middle, puts the 27 in the wall.
Steve Pollard. Is that Daniel Bouchard?
That is the 67 and 21st.
What?
And Henry's now up into the top.
What? No!
Oh, 27 in the wall again. 67's in the grass.
What the hell?
What just happened? 73 didn't even take the green either, so. Now in the transfer spot is Henry Sanford, so if Henry was able to do it to race his way in, that would lock the 44 of Time Pollard in.
We saw the 67 be pretty competitive in the D&Q race last week, but holy hell, this isn't the D&Q series. This is a dual race.
As Sanford trying to get a spot away from James Qualls, Shelton trying to take a look around, trying to figure out what line she can run to try and get into the top 18. And meanwhile, we've had a change for the lead. Tim Randolph is now leading. Dylan Young is back to third as here comes Jack James.
A lot of comers and goers last year. That's why I like this. Looks like the 67 is so slow he can conserve the tires.
As Randolph, James 24. Side by side. Daniel Bouchard's into the top 18.
Wait, okay, burn the footage.
Huh? How did he pass Qualls and Shelton?
Burn the footage.
He's also trying... Oh, Joey nearly got the wall.
Burn the footage.
As Tim Randolph now is back to fourth. Dylan Young gets back at the third. Duncan's up to second. Jack James up to the lead. And Mitchell Collins is now up to fifth. Yepes has gone around the 17 of Wilhoit for sixth.
If the 67 makes the race, can Noah Sewell get released from Phoenix Racing?
As we've got pit stops. Steve Pollard is the first to pit.
I think that might be for damage.
Mitchell Collins gets by Duncan. Yepes trying to get by the 31 now.
The 27's hit the wall about 3 to 4 times today.
Wilhoit's going to try and get around Duncan now as the top two try and escape.
Yep, it goes to 12. Can't get there.
Well, I think the 27 might be able to also make it the rest of the way from here, too, so it might work out in his favor. Wilhoit trying to take a peek, can't quite make the move stick. Here comes Juan Rodriguez now on the 17.
And he started in mid-pack. That's a great job by Juan right there. He's picking them off one at a time.
Boo. As Yepes is going to grab fourth spot away from his Penske teammate Mitchell Collins.
And Jack James finished 13th and 16th the last, so 2 top 15s at Vegas, so not surprised to see Jack James up to the front. The 25 car
now. Lengthy 35-second stop for the 27. I take back what I said about it being helpful.
I told you, fixing that damage. The 28's got a long stop too, but here comes Dylan Young. That 24 is fast.
It was quick all weekend so far, or at least all day.
I can't believe the 67 is in the transfer spot. Still in the transfer spot, pulling away.
Well, no, he's not pulling away. He is basically side by side, I think, with the 21.
What?
No, he's passing the 08. Well, we know who's getting fired next week. As Winnie Calhoun goes to pit, so does Amy Shelley, so does Logan Alexander.
Oh,
and
God.
Look at Paul Swanson.
Good Lord, 7 in
the
face.
Trouble.
Oh, my God, what a save.
What even is happening?
No. Hell is frozen.
What? How?
15 dropped like a rock.
Could that have been pit stops? I don't know. Well, here comes the leaders. Does anyone stay out?
Don't hit the orange code. Don't
I
extend it to
don't think
Coney Island.
anyone's planning on staying out here. Sewell is
Well,
passing
Sewell.
Shelton coming to pit lane.
That might be a black flag or side by side in pits.
And Robert Pollard is still that far back. Now, I don't think the 27 is going... Yeah, the 27 lost 2 laps and all of that.
Yeah, we're a little bit in the dumpers. Side by
side on pit exit between Alexander and Amy Shelley.
Steve Paul is the only one on track.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought Shelley might have was going to make a move there.
Yeah. Well, who's going to use strategy here? Because, I mean, it's still a brand new track.
Well, did anyone use strategy? It looks like it is all 4 tires up and down pit lane is now Amy Shelley trying to get a spot away from Logan Alexander.
Yep, watch this battle right here. Is everybody leaving pit road. Bouchard actually passed people on pit road.
Well, we don't know that for sure. Whatever they're trying on that car this week, that's William Duggan that those 2 just passed.
Yep.
They're also... Shelley's going to get by Zorline.
Good strategy.
Great strategy, because there's Dylan Young. Oh, Carter Joey an extended stay.
Yeah, that's a DNQ.
Well, no, not necessarily. He does have some points. As Logan Alexander gets by Zorline as well.
Great job by those two.
Oh, there's Jack James. So James keeps the lead. Randolph is second. Dylan Young is third. Mitchell Collins is fourth. Amy Shelley is in fifth. Logan Alexander is now sixth. Zorline in seventh. We go back up here to watch Amy Shelley try and get this spot away from the 12.
Yeah, good run. Like I said, back-to-back second season 2 and 3 for her here. So that's definitely gonna. She has some success back in the past.
Allison Rain is 8th. Allie Nelson is 9th. Duncan in 10th. Ebrahimian is 11th. Winnie Calhoun is in 12th. Henry Sanford is 13th. Braddock is 14th. Will Hoyt is 15th. 16th to Rodriguez. 17th now is Qualls. And Bouchard is in the transfer spot with Colin Cropley on the outside looking in. Same for Paul Swanson, Noah Sewell, Kev Shear, Chris Wilson, Ryan George, JT Bryant, Jessica Shelton, Robert Pollard, Nick Breeding, Brett Hill, Derek Hamill, Bradley Ream, Steve Pollard, and then Diego Yepes an extended stay.
Yeah, he must have collided with the 83 on pit road.
That would be a well, highly unlikely, but you never know. 27 is still on the lead lap, but just well behind.
Yeah, so 14 laps to go. Everybody kind of single file now.
Well, we're going to watch the transfer spot for now because that's likely to be... As Colin Cropley actually has gotten 18th away from Bouchard.
Ending the dream. Another RCR car, ending the dream for the meme cars.
As Wilson has gone by Sewell, so the 09 is falling back. George is going to get by. Well, the 83's finally gotten their service.
Supposedly. 42 and 98 would take 2 out of the 6 Provo spots right now.
There's the 83 coming off pit lane, so they have gotten their service. Logan Alexander's now going backwards. So we mentioned, I don't think we actually mentioned it, but there's basically you can still get some good laps a couple laps into the run, as they're going to be 3 wide here, but there is a fine point for how good the tires are for how long.
Yeah, the 7's pretty high in owner points too, so that might not bode well for some people.
No, yeah, it might not. As Allie Nelson's going to get by Zorline because Allison Rain got by the 25. Here comes Duncan. 77 finally got their service. Judging by those pit times, though, it looks like probably what happened is they overshot the box. So a little bit of a rookie mistake, overshooting the box there by the 83 and 77 is what it looks like. As now Delana Bohemian trying to get by Zorline. That would be for 9th. Now the 08 is into that treacherous territory of 11th through 18th. Trying to get back into that top 10, though, as he's going to try and pass his line.
Well, I think it's helping some of them here is that the 41 if they race in, that means PC won't be available. Well, somebody else can get the PC, actually.
Well, the 41 races in, then it would go to the 18.
And then the 27.
And then the 27. That's how the order goes for that. And right now, the 27 is not racing in. The 27 is not locked in on points like they had been.
Oh, boy.
So there is the chance that we could see it used. Meanwhile, here comes Allison Rain on a charge, trying to get by Mitchell Collins for 5th.
How about the job? I know Henry's up to 13th. I mean, he started dead last.
He was He basically was riding in 25th for the longest time, too.
Bouchard's dreams are going, but Chris Wilson almost entered the train. That is what the entire field wants to see.
That is definitely what people wanted to see. They do not want to see that 42 have to use a Provo.
No.
Well, maybe some of the people who are lower in points don't want to see it. Maybe some of the people they're fighting want to see it so that they have to struggle and start in the back.
But if the 67 can get some laps, I don't know how many laps they need, but they're going so slow that their tires actually are longer in the run. As crazy as that sounds.
But did they pit first? That's going to be one of the things, because it looks like the cars that pit first are struggling a little bit more. As Duncan now trying to take his shot at the 12.
The 09's going to get, the 09 needs to come in. They're going to be 6 straight DNQs. That's a tough break for Swell. Well, I mean, that's Phoenix Racing in 09 for you.
Chris Wilson has passed James Qualls for 18th. So
yep, that's what they want to see.
I will say this. So the way that would work, if the 42 and the 2 race in, that would lock in the 44 and the 36. But obviously, the 36 is in. 36 being in would then lock in the 18.
Yep. That's Duncan trying to get the eyesight work with the 43. Yeah, that is the 10 pace.
Oh, Mitchell Collins headed lift for the 11.
Yeah, the 43. Remember, they merged with Petty. Who else? Evernham. So that's pretty much the 10 car from last year.
I think we ended up treating it. Well, yeah, actually, that is exactly how that worked with the points. Yeah, that's exactly how we treated that.
So if you see
Wilson's
that paint scheme, that is 16th. Like the Momo ran last year.
And it's now... Oh, there is a hard-fought battle for that transfer spot. Kev Shear, Ryan George have gotten into it. Cropley, Rodriguez are out. As the fight for the top 18 rages on, 35 wants to get by the 33. JT Bryant's starting to throw his name into the mix as well. But right now, Kev Shear holds the final transfer spot. Trouble! Oh, Amy Shelley, big wreck!
Oh, God. Oh, dog.
Oh,
God.
Oh, God. In it.
That's a caution.
Yep. Well, no, we can't. Because we can't. We're basically we're too close to the finish.
Yeah, that's right. No
3
green,
to
white
go.
checkers. Oh, God. This is going to be a race.
If it happened early enough, we could have. Robert Pollard's on pit lane.
Damn it. Oh, God. Watch out for the secondary.
Well, it looks like it's cleared up now. What did that do for the transfer spot? It moved JT to the transfer spot.
Well, that's also what the field wanted to see.
But here comes Noah Sewell.
Noah, my wayward son.
Noah needs to just pass one more car to make his season debut.
Hold on, is the 67 in the race?
Huh?
Is the 67 in the field?
No! They're 20th. Now 21st. Oh, here comes Sewell.
Noah.
Side by side with JT Bryant for 18th. The white flag lap started. There's another wreck. Chris Wilson. Sewell's in. Kev's in it.
4 cars. What the hell is this shoot?
What has transpired at this point?
Sewell's in the grass.
Sewell's in the top 18. Jack James is going to come around to win.
Are you sure?
Yes, there's the checkered flag.
Wait a minute, can the 67 do it? What the hell?
Juan Rodriguez was in the transfer spot the last time by. Bouchard's not going to get close enough. the 35 takes home the final transfer spot and might need a backup car.
They even have a backup?
66 could maybe need a backup.
Noah Sewell, finally! 20 years of trying, 20
and
years
Noah
of frustration.
Sewell will make his Coke Vanilla Cup Series debut.
That's it, I'm putting the Mitsuki on that car.
As nearly he got wrecked coming to pit lane.
Noah,
and what happened the final 5 laps of this one?
Shit hit the fan. Excuse me, this is why we put non-PG on the bottom.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Chris Wilson just ended the dreams for some people.
So, racing their way in, Jack James, Tim Randolph, Dylan Young, Delon Abrahamian, Allie Nelson, Allison Rain. Winnie Calhoun makes 2 in a row.
Holy shoot.
William Duncan, Mitchell Collins, Jonathan Zorline, Henry Sanford, Bill Brack Jr., Ryan George, Paul Swanson, JT Bryant, Noah Sewell, Kev Shear, and Juan Rodriguez, as we had just 20 lead lap cars by the finish.
Steve Pollard almost made the top 18.
I don't even... And then we're going to have to sort through who's all got what going on.
What the hell was that?
Because there's cars that transferred in that might have to go to a backup car.
Yeah,
which is not usual, something I have to say.
Yeah, Chris Wilson, that is not what people high in the points want to see.
Well, okay, but it does... If you think about it, it gets canceled out. Because before that point, we were looking at the 98 was on the outside looking in.
That is true.
But then now the 98 got in, the 42's out. So... Yeah. The 42 is going to now have to go back on points, but the 98 races in. In a way, I think we're in about the same spot that we would have been in when we started looking at it. With that said, though, we are going to take a break, and we will sort through all of this. We will look at what happened, because we don't even know. You will have already seen it on Side by Side, if I remember to put it in. But we're going to look at who's all in and what it means for Duel 2, and we'll be right back after this. And we are back for Duel number 2. We've sorted it all out finally. And on the poll for Duel number 2 is going to be Brian James with a lap time of 27.354, which means for the 3rd time in 4 races, a Hendrick car will lead us down to the green flag. Dylan Young capturing pole for the first time this season here at Vegas. Alongside Brian James will be Matt Duncan, Max Anderson, Stephen Paul III, row 2. Rafael Leduc, Peter Onjak in row 3, Time Pollard, Smed Oskan row 4, with Trey Smith, Stephen Colon in row 5. So, Stephen, your thoughts on this one, based on what we saw in Duel 1?
Well, hopefully after lap 4, shit don't hit the fan. That's all I pretty much got to say about that. It's going to be interesting. We've seen Henry Sanford work his way to 13th. Will anybody through the back work their way up here? The leader, Brian James, might pull away. That 23 has been very good at the SS track. Kind of maybe the mile and a half program is pretty good. Their other programs have been working out too well. Peter Onjak, last year winner, who out-dueled Sam Young. He's in this duel. He's running a Dodge here. I think he might be running the same Dodge that Steve Paul won the pole with a couple seasons ago. So look for that car to be strong. And man, just watch out for lap 40.
Yeah, basically, let's go trackside for the command.
Drivers, start them engines.
That's a very southern command for Vegas.
I know, that's all they probably could afford.
As field will roll off momentarily, and this time all 34 cars are rolling. We do not have anyone with engine problems. So currently, things that people are going to be looking out for. The 27 is currently in the field on the past champion. So there are 4 drivers in this duel that are currently locked in on points. We have the 42 is going to have to fall back on points after their qualifying duel wreck. Also worth mentioning, Juan Rodriguez is confirmed that they will be going to a backup car. Kev Shear and the Prism Motorsports crew has said that they will try and fix their car and therefore not have to forfeit their starting spot.
Yeah, they're going to get self from MWR.
But the drivers in this duel that are locked in on points: Stephen Paul III, Pretty Shaw, Time Pollard, and Mary Shelley. If two of those three drivers, or sorry, two of those three, sorry, if two of those four drivers can race their way into this race, then Steve Pollard will get in on points, not on the past champion. And also Brett Hill and Seth Cole will be in on points. As we are green for duel number 2, 45 laps in store.
Yep. Interesting note about. I was gonna say no crap. I'll get back to it. I'll remember.
Lost the train of thought. As already 3 wide back here, Sam Schluter, Roberto Crown Jr., and Charles Sanford on the very outside line.
Alexander Rowe and the 9 are trying to make this race. Sewell snapped his 5 straight races. Now they have the highest with 3 straight. Charles, where are you going, man?
As the 05 way up on the top line. 52's in the middle, 3 wide. That's Braxton, I think, that's gotten held up behind him. Samet Oskan's also now in the middle, gets out of it.
Here goes on Jack and Time Powell, who's running a nice Vegas scheme here.
The Harris Casino, might actually go and visit their casino while we're here in Vegas this weekend.
Well, considering your luck here at Vegas, Charles, I don't think you should be gambling. I think you might need to save that money.
Well, either that or Sam's Town. I actually I get membership there, so why not?
Oh yeah, that works. Rafael LeDuc though into second.
LeDuc into second. Brian James looking to continue what has been absolute domination of duels whenever he's been up front. Peter Onjak trying to get by Max Anderson and Time Pollard.
Yeah, just can't finish. The last time we seen Oscon be competitive when he blew the engine in Atlanta, so hopefully they repaired it.
3 wide, Seth Cole in the middle of Mitchell Hodak and Stephen Colon.
I think in the drivers they've let the females and males know, if you're on somebody's quarter panel in turn 4, lift.
Yeah, that might be one of the things I was told, because Allison Rain, for instance, has been given a warning for the racing for when we get to Sunday. They're not going to lose anything car. As Brock up into the wall in the 51 car.
Yeah, Brock living on the edge right there. Didn't really do much there. Here comes Matt McIntyre in 39, also with a little bit of DNF streak himself.
Fitzy just got into the 39, though, into turn 1.
Bars on a mission.
As that 29 car came across the line in 19th the last time by. We'll check in on the battle for the race lead, though, because LeDuc got alongside.
Time Pollard.
Now it's Time Pollard going for second with help from Onjak.
Time Pollard, he missed this race last year. Ran here in season 1, didn't do anything noteworthy, but coming for the lead right now.
Well, trying to race his way into this one. He's got help from last year's winner, so that's a pretty good guy to have on your back bumper for this one.
Ryan James has never ran a race as a Hooters Series has not ran here since season 3, so first time he's making laps at Vegas, showing right now with that eye-line move. Time Pollard at the track.
Here comes Peter Onjak looking for the race lead once again. It's like deja vu, except he's not in a Chevy.
Yeah, pretty much. He finished second in the 500. Second in the 500 here. Hasn't done much since. Here comes Anderson, the 78. Hasn't done much since his 500 win.
Well, yeah, and Onjak actually in a position where he has to race his way in, so the defending winner cannot get into this race on points. As Brian James up the middle now that time. Now about ready to be in a Pollard sandwich.
Yeah, seriously. Hodak's in the field right now. I haven't saying much about Hodak. Trey Smith is also on a little DNQ streak, too. A lot of people in streaks in the race right now.
As looks like Time Pollard's going to be able to clear the 57 for the time being. Hodak with a run on Trey Smith.
Yep, coming down the inside.
And might be able to make that move stick. Almost, well, it wasn't 3 wide, but it almost kind of looked like it the way that the 70 was running.
Unbelievably, Sam Schuler with 2 DNQs is about in the top, almost 22nd in points. That 70 car has been the big surprise earlier on this season.
Well, it's one of those deals where when they make races, they are quick. They've got to.
Oh, they almost died.
With a huge lift.
That's veteran driver right there.
And problems were being reported on the 82 of Hunter Braxton. They're going to keep it on track, but apparently officials are looking at the 82. There are reports of fluid getting onto the windshield of the 05 right now.
That's why they're watching it, huh?
Yep. Well, there's other drivers behind him that are reporting it as well, but the 05 was one of the main ones right now saying it. Meanwhile, Peter
46 big
Onjak
lead.
trying to check out as Rafael Leduc tries to get by Max Anderson for second. Here comes Ozkan looking for third, and the top 5 are gone.
Ozkan also one of the three drivers in this field with 3 straight DNQs. Ozkan, if he doesn't blow the motor, he's got a good chance today.
As Time Pollard had to lift off turn 2 there for a moment.
Yeah, Time has 2/3.
You can see what it did for the 44.
Somebody pitted.
That might be Braxton. Yep, so Braxton was given the black flag and had to come repair the leak of whatever's going on with that car.
Time Paul is 2/3 this season, and the best finish is 21st or worse. So, it's just all about consistency. Making races and finishing top 20. That's all that matters to get into the chase.
Well, depends on where you're at in points.
Yeah, but with we sell.
Brian James falling backwards, now into the clutches of Fitzwater here in the 29 car.
Oh, God. Yeah, here it comes.
As Brett Moma, the last time by, was in the transfer spot. Now Crown's going to try and get by the 23.
Yeah, Brunchel has been a race in a while himself, too, trying to go up to the field.
Meanwhile, Schluter battling Seth Cole. There's Moma trying to get by Landon Smith Jr.
How about Mary Shelley back there? Surprised to see her back in this far in the back-to-back.
As Pretty Shaw now trying to get by the 37. 37 has got to be probably turned down the engine a little bit this week. They cannot afford to lose one.
Yeah, they lost like 3 last week.
No, they lost 2 just on Saturday and Sunday, so...
Yeah, that's a rough break.
As Mary Shelley now gets by the 30s, or trying to get by the 37 on Landon Smith Jr. Like I said, just probably looking for a clean weekend, really. Meanwhile, Pretty Shaw trying to get by Sam Schluter. That's going to be for 17th. And that's going to open the door for Mary Shelley to get on by. And Crown finally clears Brian James into turn 1.
The old 2 car, nice run on the high side there.
And Pretty Shaw had to move up the track. Here comes Mary Shelley trying to get by. Matt McIntyre was looking around the 37. There's William Brock in the 51 car. He's not too comfortable on points right now.
Yeah, Roush's best car is 36, so they're trying to move that 99 to 16 into the field.
Oh, true. Seth Cole now has caught Brian James. That is the battle for 14th.
Brian James has dropped like a rock.
In fact, actually, we're going to go up here because it looks like the battle for 3rd was heating up. It's now actually the battle for 5th. Matt Duncan, speaking of the top Roush car, it is the 6th, the UPS Ford, the highest Roush car in points coming into this one.
Compared to last year, that's a change of pace right there. Here comes the 06 car. Still have yet to run the hard paint scheme.
Well,
just waiting for that.
Yeah, it's a change of pace in more than one way. One, the fact that the 6 is actually the highest in points, but also the fact that the 6 is not even top 30.
I know, that's pretty sad.
Because Roush had what? It was 2 cars in the chase last year?
99 and I believe so, yeah. I know the 6 and the 17 suck.
As Jeff James now having to fend off from Zachary Fitzwater in that 29 car.
Yep, Jeff had his first great DQ last week, now trying to make it back-to-back.
This is the battle for 11th. Looks like Leduc in clean air now trying to catch the 46 a little bit. If they get up there, we will check in on the battle for the lead.
Good battle. Here comes Crown trying to pass Jeff James. Just Hendrick and Roush are not the dominant teams, looks like, so far.
And right back here, Brett Moma and Seth Cole now have cleared the 23. So now Brian James has fallen to 16th.
Well, maybe he's just trying to preserve that car, but man, that car is not handling well in the long run.
And right now, Mary Shelley's still hanging on to that transfer spot. But now Pretty Shaw looks like she's going to take her shot at the 23. And look at the difference of speed in middle exit there for the 19 to the 23.
I'm pretty sure this is the 19th first race with Stanley. I could be wrong. Correct me if I am, but we haven't seen Stanley on the car too much this year.
I can't recall seeing it this season. As Mary Shelley now gets by Brian James, that is for the transfer spot. Mary Shelley nearly gets into Seth Cole off turn 2.
Now we're only taking the top 17 with that pass.
True. Because Brian James is on the pole, yep. So Seth Cole is actually the Yeah, thank you for reminding me. Seth Cole is the transfer spot with 17th, because it doesn't matter where the 23 is at in this race.
Yeah, 23 is already a lot.
Samet Ozkan now has gone up to second. Time Pollard has also gone by Rafael Leduc for third.
Yeah, Duke only has one dual win. He won at Bouncery. I think he might have won this season. I'll have to double check.
And for Seth, actually, because he is the transfer spot, he does have that one car of cushion between him and the 70.
That's true. Sam Schuler, who if they can make this race, could probably have a good run.
At least that would be what the signs have said so far this season, right?
Time Pollard, yeah.
Time Pollard looking for second, but had to lift a little bit. So now Leduc trying to take a shot at it.
Matt Oscon after Bill Bragg Jr. And I believe Chris Wilson won. He's trying to get the pride himself here, but in second place is Normal Habitat.
As there is the 82 of Hunter Braxton. Looks to be up to speed for the most part, about 2/10 off maybe.
Here comes that 44.
The 82 is one lap down, and the 52 is well off the pace.
Are we surprised?
No. As Time Pollard now gets by Samet Ozkan. Basically, the 82 is trying to catch the 52 just so he can actually get up there.
That might happen.
The 52 isn't in danger of falling below minimum speed, though. It's only 0.6 of a second off the leaders right now.
That's a miracle.
As Samet Ozkan still trying to make this a battle for second. Leduc's keeping in there. And Matt Duncan just kind of looking on and lurking as here comes Ozkan.
Trying to come down the inside. And like I said, Ozkan hasn't really been the same since the engine. He felt really bad about progressing that race, though.
As Ozkan gets by, Time Pollard's going to try and use that outside line to his advantage, but Leduc is there going down the back straightaway.
We're going to see pit stops soon. Already lap 25 in this race.
Should be happening soon. The scheduled green flag pit stops.
Right.
As it looks like Sam Schluter is about ready to get by Brian James maybe for that 18th spot.
Yep, and then he's got to try to get Seth there.
Meanwhile, Leduc gets by for third.
70 car actually did.
Huh? Oh, he is
70
in.
car.
But who fell out? Because Seth's still there. Who fell out? Oh, they're pitting already. That's why. The 60 was one of them. So here come the leaders.
Anybody gonna drive in the grass like last time?
Definitely not as widespread of a pit strategy this time. 52 is gonna pit there. There's the 55, the 60, and the 99, who all apparently pit the last time around.
99 held up on Jack just a smidge.
Well, it looks like they kind of did that choreographed pretty well, actually. As Hodak is the first off pit lane of those three.
Try to take advantage of those new tires there.
Well, we'll have to see if he can or not. It is still 4 tires and fuel for the drivers on pit lane this time around. So no pit strategy in terms of people doing something different like we saw at California.
Yeah, trying to work their way to the front. Hey, you gotta try something,
Huh?
Yeah, it's always worth trying. So he's right there. They might. Oh, that's side by side of the apron. I don't like the side by side till the apron.
Well, there goes the 44. So Hodak might be going for the race lead, at least into second.
Jack's gone.
So Onjack's still setting sail. He has led every single lap of this one since getting the lead from the 23.
You think setting sail? He's got about...
He's got a 2-second lead over the 55. It's another full second back to the 14 and the 1 as they battle for third. As Brian James also took 4 tires there, at least. As looks like Ozkan's going to be able to get third away from the 14, no problems asked. Gatlin Downey's up to 5th on the pitting a lap early strategy.
Downey. Yeah, they needed that.
Time Pollard is in 6th. Fitzwater, Trey Smith, Stephen Colon, and Mary Shelley now the top 10. Matt Duncan is in 11th. Christian Vargas is in 12th. Max Anderson, Stephen Paul III, Roberto Crown Jr., Pretty Shaw, Jeff James in the transfer spot in 17th. Matt McIntyre, Brett Moma, Seth Cole, Kenny Moma, Gene Sanford, Landon Smith Jr., Marcus Ambrose, Austin LaPlante, Isaac Flickinger, and Sam Schluter, William Brock, Owen Miles, Charles Sanford, Alexander Rowe, and Wes McCoy on the outside looking in, as well as Hunter Braxton. Braxton is still one lap down. I'm guessing he must have like pit with the leaders or something there.
Yeah, on Jack gonna try to catch. O's caught up the second. Is that second or third?
Well, this is the battle for third right here. Gatlin Downey, though, is closing in. And in fact, Gatlin Downey just ran the fastest lap of the race.
Wow, that's 60 cars on rails.
And
they must have got some
Matt Duncan followed up with the second quickest lap of the race.
Hey, you got to get the goodie out of the car.
So the lap time's picking up here. There is definitely some grip in the track. Meanwhile, they are catching Mitchell Hodak, who has no help.
Jeff James has moved to the transfer spot and knocks out Seth Cole.
Well, yeah, that's what I was mentioning, like with the pitch cycle. Matt McIntyre looks like he might have gone around Brett Moma. No, he didn't. In fact, actually, McIntyre lost a spot to Seth Cole.
Yeah, Moma gets in the race, front field.
As Mary Shelley trying to pass Stephen Colon. This is for 9th. Matt Duncan, who we just saw not the last lap, but the lap prior, ran the second quickest lap of the race.
Yes, that Duncan almost sent Stephen Colon to the Amy Shelley line there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not a line you want to be on.
No.
As Seth Cole now has gone around Brett Moma for 18th.
All I gotta say, what a nice battle right here.
Boo. But, yeah, nice. Oh, Vargas nearly got into it and made it a not nice battle with the 9s.
No, that would have not, but that would have been a hard wreck. 99 at the inside. Vargas' best career finish is 30th in 2 starts. It's been a struggle.
Yeah, that 99 not looking so hot as it was last year with Will Hoyt behind the wheel.
They might need to get the Duck to run the race car.
As Stephen Colon's still on that outside line. Here comes Max Anderson now. Well, we're fine. We're fine.
We're fine for now. Stephen Paul the third dropped a little back there.
Well, right now, Stephen Colon, though, is not fine because that car is dropping back in a hurry. He's going to lose a spot here to Anderson. If he's not careful, he's also going to lose one to Stephen Paul III.
Yeah, Jeff James and the wily old veterans battling for the transfer spot back there.
Hard to believe that Brian James is back in 23rd right now, though, with the pole-sitting car.
Yeah, good speed, just didn't have.
Meanwhile, Mary Shelley now has found Trey Smith. Now this would be the battle for 8th.
Mary's not going to try to pull what Amy did right here and kill the field. 3 seconds! Holy crap!
As Ozcon has gone around Hodak for 2nd.
But 3 seconds, good lord.
Yeah, Onjek is gone. 3.5 seconds clear. Stephen Paul III has gone by the 9 of Stephen Colon now.
Whoa!
Matt Duncan's going to try and get by Trey Smith. Looks like he's going to be able to make that move easy. Because especially because inside of turn 1 has not been necessarily a great spot.
Are we doing an engine tear down on the 46 after the race?
Probably not.
$200,000.
Varg is also going to get by Trey Smith. So now Trey Smith has all of a sudden lost 3 spots and has gone from 9th to 11th.
Yep.
Vargas now going to try and get by Matt Duncan.
Stephen Colon's in the field. The 1 is, so that means the 16's been on the longest DNQ streak.
Meanwhile, Seth Cole trying to chase down Jeff James for the transfer spot. And Onjek is still getting farther and farther ahead.
Onjek can pit for a sandwich and still have the lead at this rate.
As Trey Smith now trying to get back in front of Christian Vargas for 10th.
Oh boy.
And it looks like he's got the position at least going down the back straightaway.
Yep, the 06 car, the Trevor Boys team trying to come up here and make the field. We got a lot of surprise people in this race.
And Seth is closing.
Yep, the Jack car is kind of falling off the wheels the last few weeks. Seth's had some bad runs, but trying to get a rebound here. Vegas, same team that won here last year.
Trouble for Time Pollard.
Ah, yes.
Oh!
Wow.
And the car's crashed. In addition to the engine failure.
Well, thank God he didn't take out the whole field.
As Hunter Braxton goes a second lap down.
Man, I should have gambled on that slot machine.
As Gatlin Downey now up to second.
I can't believe that didn't take out any more cars.
That does promote Seth Cole now up to the transfer spot. It kind of ruins any of the drama we had for that because Brett Moma is now 3 seconds behind the 07.
Well, lap 40 is when the Chaos started the last race, so it's already beginning, folks. Chaos, Crayola Crayon Chaos, sponsored by Crayola.
As Leduc now gets by Ozcon. Hodak is going to try and take advantage of this as well.
Let's see what happens here. Right, we're coming down 3. I mean, the only hope for the old two is that we have a crash.
Point of no return, basically. The officials will
well, it
not
might happen here.
They're going to be 3 wide off turn 4.
Yeah, good lord. That was almost death. Still almost death.
Well, they're still 3 wide going into turn 1. This is probably going to benefit Leduc the most.
19's at the transfer spot now.
Yeah, so Pretty Shaw has been passed by Seth Cole and Jeff James now.
Yep. Moma trying to catch.
Looks like Seth is looking like he's at least quicker than Jeff James. Oh, yeah, he's way quicker. Max Anderson's trying to get by Stephen Paul III.
All right, boys, let's bring these cars home in one piece.
Meanwhile, 2 laps to go for Peter Onjak. He has lapped Wes McCoy.
Don't turn the 82.
The 82 has gone back to 1 lap down, so the 82 has some speed.
I think my pick to win is going to be Onjak. I mean, that car is on freaking rails.
It's looking like a solid pick, at least by Duel 2 standards right now.
Yeah,
as Matt Duncan has gone around Fitzwater for 7th.
Yeah, that's going to be another spot for them.
Oh, Pollard had to lift a little bit.
I'd rather lift than lose my spot in the race.
True. As Stephen Colon now getting a run on the 57.
Very anticlimactic finish. Pretty Shaw is going to get into the transfer spot.
Oh, yep. As the race is over, Pretty Shaw, the final transfer spot.
Yep. And the 16 is now going to have the longest DNQ streak.
Sure
number 70 missed it. Wait, what did you say?
Are you sure it's not going to be Gene?
Gene made 3 units.
As racing their way in through Duel 2, Peter Onjak, Gatlin Downey, Samet Ozcon, Raphael Leduc, Mitchell Hodak, Mary Shelley, Matt Duncan, Zachary Fitzwater, Trey Smith, Christian Vargas, Max Anderson, Stephen Paul III, Stephen Colon, Roberto Crown Jr., Seth Cole, Jeff James, and Pretty Shaw. Stephen, your final thoughts on this one?
Well, like you said, it was inverse. Duel 1 was crazy. Duel 2 wasn't as bad. The 44 losing, that's going to be to the rear of the field. They're locked in the field at least. Huge job for Peter Onjak, back-to-back. Looks like it might go back-to-back. It's going to be interesting to see. Dylan Young and Tim Randolph had some pretty good cars, so we'll see how it kind of fares out. Brian James started the front. He was kind of a roadblock, so he's going to hold up the field just a little bit on that start. Ozcon's first start since blowing the engine in Atlanta, so we'll see how they do it. The 55 car from Xsurity. Mary Shelley's to the field. Cologne snaps a 3-race DNQ streak also. Kenny Momo looks like he's going Brett Moma. Jeff James, Seth Cole, Crown Jr. in the field, and we get to see Noah Swill's debut. We got 2 more races. We're gonna be able to hit the slot machines on Saturday because there is no truck.
Friday.
Friday we're gonna hit. Friday we're gonna hit the slot machines.
Well, and actually, we might still check out the track because there is going to be some on-track action, just no races. We will have the on-track action again where it's videoed on, and we're on the call on Saturday with the truck race. The MGM Grand 200, I think, is the race sponsor off the top of my head. And then we also will have the bicycle card game. I forgot what the sponsor was. I know it's bicycle card something.
Yeah, so we got 2 races. It's going to be interesting. We're going to have a longer race here, so it's going to be see how the strategy and the pitch strategy. Hopefully it's a little interesting, and hopefully nobody just full throttles off turn 4.
Well, and you know what? Actually, it kind of makes sense that no one did it in this one because we had the crazy Duel 1, so this obviously the checks and balances really. We get 1 crazy one, we get 1 calm one. We got the crazy out of the way in Duel 1. This was our calm duel. So with all that said, actually, were you done? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm also.
Okay, so with that said, oh crap, there's a lot that went on actually that you didn't see on screen that I forgot who won Duel 1.
I think that was Jack James.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Congrats to Jack James and Peter Onjak on the dual wins. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you haven't today for more gaming and racing related content. Leave a comment down below or in the Premiere chat or on Discord. Let me know how you guys did, what you guys thought of the video, and all that good stuff. And for Stephen Paul III, I'm Gordon Fan 291, and this has been a production of the NRSL. We'll see you guys next time.
We'll see you guys. Pray for us we get the 777s.